The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
Happy 4K Blues Day, everyone. Welcome to the video companion to the podcast segment on the Brandon Peters Show, brought to you by whysoblu.com. And welcome to this episode taking place on Election Day in America. And I hope you are getting out there and exercising your right to vote if you have not. It's definitely needed. And if you're having anxiety like a lot of us are, I hope maybe this provides a little bit of escape for you. Happy to do so. And let's get to our giveaway first. Last week we were giving away a 4K Ultra HD digital copy for Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. And I have a winner. The winner is Mr. Smith, who went to the proper channels, left the hashtag, Full Metal Branded, and now Full Metal Brandon is yours. Well, the movie, not me. It's yours. So you'll be contacted. We'll get you that code, and I hope you enjoy it and keep putting it for contests. We don't get a lot of participants, so I'm not against people winning more than once. This week we're going to do another one, another digital giveaway. This time it's for the Addams family to tie in with our movie from Monday's discussion on the show. This is for the animated one that came out last year, and it is a digital code that is iTunes exclusive, so it'll only be able to be watched on Apple TV and such. So know that before you enter. So if you don't use a lot of Apple stuff, you'll have to sign up to use this digital copy. But since the movie we watched was Addams Family Values, let's go with hashtag Addams Family Branded for this one. The winner will be selected at my choosing. I try to give it a week, but if I'm antsy or if I need to get it out of my hair, I'll do it earlier. So get in as soon as you can. Hashtag Addams Family Branded. And no, I don't have an ego problem. It's just easier to check my stuff if I put my name in it. I don't like to see my name as much as you probably don't, even though it's all around this show. So let's get started with the stuff to showcase. Last week, my pick of the week was The Epcrest File, starring Michael Caine as Harry Palmer. These were a series of spy movies from the 1960s that were not James Bond. They came from a producer, Harry Saltzman, who was part of the Broccoli Saltzman team that brought James Bond to the big screen when they did it. Saltzman went off and produced his own movies as well. He ended up parting later in the game in James Bond, but he got this series of Harry Palmer with Michael Caine. It's one of the better, probably the best of the series of spy movies that came in the wake of the popularity of James Bond and the spy movies of the 60s. And maybe The Epcrest File is the best one. There is The Spy Who Came from the Cold and all this stuff. There's some good spy movies and fun, campy stuff from the 60s. This is top notch. So give this a try. If you like it, you can move on to Funeral in Berlin. And from Funeral in Berlin, you can move to $1 Billion Brain. This is from Kino Lorber. The sequel, Funeral Berlin, as I mentioned, was from Paramount. I showed that last week. And the third one, $1 Billion Brain, is from Kino as well. So that's where you'll have to go to complete these series. I think he did some like TV movie stuff with Harry Palmer that are like official, unofficial. None of those are on Blu-ray. Some of them are on DVD. A lot of out-of-print stuff. All good. Now here's a purchase I made. Very happy about it. I didn't get in on the slipcover one. Special. I had to get the generic people's version of it, but it's Zombie 5 Killing Birds, which is another loose sequel in this crazy Italian zombie series. Started with Dawn of the Dead, and then Fulci Zombie, and then Zombie 3, which is some Fulci, some Fragrasso, and then 4, which is Claudio Fragrasso, and then 5, which is none of them, but it's got birds attacking, and they called it Zombie 5, because why not? Or, in some territories, it was probably known as Raptors. Yeah, so these are very fun little bloody, gory, fun camp fest. So next I have from Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Archive Collection asked me if I wanted to review the Blu-ray for Josie and the Pussycats, the complete collection. And I got this in the mail. It's the 2007 DVD release. I don't know. This, I think, was a mistake. And I saw a couple other reviewers posting like, hey, I got this. I contacted my person. I haven't heard back. I don't know why they'd want the 2007 one reviewed. I'm not opening it yet because they might want it back. So just a little odd thing that happens in the world of Blu-ray reviewers. And next I have V for Vendetta 4K Ultra HD. It's a really cool release. It's got an awesome Atmos track. So if you're set up for Atmos, crank this thing up. It goes all over the room. I mean, there were parts where I felt like something in my basement, like a pipe was going wrong. It was the Atmos. It was awesome. It's really, really groovy, and the picture quality is great too. They also have 3 new bonus features, which includes like a EPK making of thing that's kind of long. I think it's like 30 minutes. It's got like a 14-minute audition tape of Natalie Portman, and it's got a sit down with Lana Wachowski and Paul McTeague. It's Paul McTeague, right? Who directed this? I gotta get his name right. I'm not gonna. James McTeague. I'm sorry, James. They sit down and they reflect a little bit, like 13 minutes about V for Vendetta and where they were at the time and how it came about. And next, I'm going to show you, since we talked about the Addams Family values this week, this is the only way to own it on Blu-ray. It's this dual feature from Paramount. Has a nice little slipcover. No, the slipcover. It's the same thing, but it's not a dual disc. They have both boring artwork discs, but they're on their own. One's upside down, whatever. You know how to spell it. But that's that. And then in addition to it, I wanted to have the Addams Family, the complete series on DVD, the original show, got there, the John Astin show, and it comes in 3 different cases, which have different artwork. So here's the complete first season, which it says first volume. So I don't think they broke them out into seasons here. And then complete second volume. There we go. And finally, the third volume. This is every episode. It's a lot of fun. It's got bonus features. They got commentaries on it and, trivia. The discs themselves are these little flipper ones. So there's nothing really to show here, but they do have episode guides and tell you what is on them in the inside. So not a lot. But hey, it counts. I'd love it if they came to Blu-ray with this and the Munsters, but I just don't know if they'll do that. Maybe a Shout Factory or somebody can get this done, but I think they would be a good collector's item for people. Sorry, I'm putting this back in order. Next, another Addams treat that I found. We talked about, Sabina Graves and I talked about in the episode about going to McDonald's and getting a Happy Meal. Not a Happy Meal. You would just order a sandwich from McDonald's, and for $4.99 you could get a VHS tape. And it was around the time that Addams Family Values and Wayne's World 2 were coming out, so those were thrown in. There were some other movies in there too, but I found I still have my Addams Family VHS tape from McDonald's. There we go. There it is. From Paramount. Paramount had this deal, and I actually found commercials, so that's how I know it came with a sandwich, and then it was like $4.99. But that was cheap for VHS back in the day. You'd have to see some commercials and stuff, but you can't find advertisements for these on YouTube, which, check it out. Maybe I'll post one or two or something on the Instagram page. Post it on the Instagram page, maybe Facebook. But I was pretty tickled I found this. I was like, I know I had, maybe I still have it with my VHSs I still have. And I do. So this is awesome. And thank you to Sabina for bringing this up, because this is fun memories about McDonald's and VHS tapes. I know it sounds silly, but as a collector, kind of a cool thing. And now, for the first time ever on 4K BLUsday, we're breaking a trend this week. I have the pick of the week. Antebellum on 4K Ultra HD. This is weird, because normally I'm trying to make a similarity replacement thing because I didn't have it, and I'll show it next week, but I have Antebellum, and I like this movie a lot. It's very cool. It twists, it turns, it plays with you. It knows tropes, it knows expectations. The 4K disc is really cool here. It's shiny with the butterfly on it, but brutal movie. Like, definitely a movie for our times. And holy cow. It's got like a feature-length documentary about making it on there. Something, a special thing about the opening scene, because it's got a lot of Gone with the Wind stuff. Deleted scene. Oh, they stacked this thing pretty nicely for a modern release from Lionsgate. Antebellum, highly recommend. Check it out. It's awesome. Now the more somber side of things. My pick of the week, my vintage one, was the Bond 50 set. Due to the passing of the late Sean Connery, I thought it'd be fitting. This is one of my absolute 100% favorite Blu-ray releases of all time, is this Bond set. When it came out back in 2012 for the 50th anniversary of James Bond, this, I couldn't ask for better. The only thing I could, well, I can, but the only thing I think could improve is some of the bonus material and the transfers on the Pierce Brosnan films, which I really do like, except for one of them, but it's watchable, it's fine. So they come in these little books, separated in two. So this one goes from 1962 to 1981. Lists the films on it in the back, and then really cool in here, you have some art, and then you have the movie with the disc, and it has a representative Bond girl with each disc. So you have Dr. No, and From Russia with Love. From Russia with My Love, my favorite Bond film of all time. Here we go into the Goldfinger Thunderball. And then Lazenby gets a page for On Her Majesty's Secret Service and You Only Live Twice. It's Diana Rigg, who's my favorite Bond girl. She also passed like a month ago. Very sad times, Bond people. Then Roger Moore enters the fold toward the end of this disc with Live and Let Die and The Man with the Golden Gun. Actually, no, we have Diamonds and Forever and Live and Let Die. The next one has The Man with the Golden Gun and The Spy Who Loved Me, which is awesome. It's one of the best Roger Moores. And the final page comes with Moonraker and For Your Eyes Only, which I love Moonraker. I defend it a ton. You've probably heard me over it. If you've been following me, you know I don't shut up about how I think Moonraker's a lot better than you think it is. And in the back, it just has a page, and it's got all the credits for the movies in the back. We then move on to a different era with the second book, In Gold. There we are. We start this with Octopussy and A View to a Kill. Moving quickly over to the Timothy Dalton twofer, which I love the Timothy Dalton movies. I think they're great. They're both top 10 Bonds for me easily. Living Daylights and License to Kill, which if you haven't noticed, I have a big Living Daylights poster in my room that you've probably seen in photos and videos. Pierce Brosnan comes in with GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies. And he finishes out with The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day, which I think World Is Not Enough is his second best and a really great Bond film. And we have a Daniel Craig, Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale. And then we have this cute little number where they have all the Bonds here. And then a placement for Skyfall. Skyfall's not really there. And a bonus disc, along with a page, credits, and blankness again. But this isn't a real disc. The Skyfall, it's this little disc like placeholder. Which they could have had a place. You could put, I guess, if you put toss the bonus disc, you could put Spectre there too. But then there's No Time to Die as well. That's not it with my Bond stuff. I wanted to show a couple little other things here. First off, I have this little guy. He's one of my Funko James Bond from Goldfinger. And then, oh man, forgot one thing. I have my You Only Live Twice VHS tape. I used to have all of these when GoldenEye came out and they reissued all the Bond. Oh, look at that. That's been through something. I used to have them all and I liked the art, but then when I lived in Los Angeles, I had smaller apartments. Needing money, upgrading to DVDs and stuff, I sold all mine to Amoeba Music. And I kind of wish I had them now, but it was what it was when I did that. I used to not hold on to this stuff, but luckily somehow You Only Live Twice didn't make it with me there or something. So I still had it. I found it at my parents' house a while back. So I have You Only Live Twice still on this VHS set, which all of them came with this really badass GoldenEye trailer, which you should check out. It's awesome. But my grand finale, though, it's one of the oldest medias that there are, but I have, and I just displayed it on my wall because it's so cool. I love this artwork, but it is the CED of From Russia with Love, my favorite James Bond movie. I just love this artwork. Now this is a home video, like an old version of it. It has the two women fighting in the back. Why? But I love this. Look at this art, just really cool. I've never seen it before until the CED, and I got it off of eBay. But this thing was like, not Laserdisc, not VHS, but you like literally like lock this in the player, then you pop it out, and you push it in again. I guess the idea was like an 8-track, but with your movies. But that's what they did. So it's a really cool. I dig it. I dig it. But yeah, check it out. Cool. So that'll do it for this week. And I hope you enjoyed seeing some of this stuff. I think I had a good mixed variety and to go with things going on and what we talked about in the show. If you're a distributor and like something featured on here, my email address mail@brandonpetershow.com. Find me on social media at Brandon4KUHD. I'll be back tomorrow. We have Old Space Show coming at you. I hope you exercise your right to vote. I hope things begin to heal after today. And till then, remember, always keep the positivity in your online film discussion.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at thebrandonpetershow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail@thebrandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.